Welcome to the Modern Stock Car Cup Tour. Here this afternoon, we are here in race number 8 out of 26 in our second season. We are here from the great upstate New York in Watkins Glen for the Wegman 355 in our first road course out of 4 on the schedule. Ian Korob on the pole today with Nolo Hamilton to his outside on the front row. It will definitely be interesting as we do have, as I said, 4 road courses on the schedule in our second season with Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Canadian Tire in Canada, and the Charlotte Roval. 42 cars eager for a win this afternoon on our first road course on the schedule. Let's take a listen to the driver command.
Drivers, start your engines!
So there you have it, as we are just about to get underway in race number, I was just about to say 7, but that was Pocono. This is race 8 at Watkins Glen. With that, let's take a look at the starting lineup. In row 1, we have Ian Korob and Nolo Hamilton. Row 2 has Agristo Papageorgis and Luis Aguilar. Row 3 has Santiago Alvarez and Chase Buck. Row 4 is Darian Arnsdorf and Patrick Starr. Row 5 is Jacob Thibodeau and Creed Daniel. Row 6 has Armin Salvador and Nelson Reeves. Row 7 has Sean Derryman and Greg Shetner. Row 8 has Jay Bird and Doug Dolrig. Row 9 is Stephanie Larson and Dakota Bennett. Row 10 is Andre Peters and Ryan Adema. Row 11 has Arthur Xavier and Bradley Rhyme. Row 12 has Carl McKinney and Jay Monin. Row 13 has Leo King and Dan Wilkins. Row 14 has Winty Wolf and Ethan Mitchell. Row 15 has Brady Wilmington and Tim Moore. Row 16 is Mitchell Collins and Kyle Driscoll. Row 17 is Gustav Adolf II and Brooks Bergensmith. Row 18 is Christian Coppola and David Iller. Row 19 is Kestutis Ramotis and Faris Khalil. Row 20 has Wade Driscoll and Aiden Segal. And row 21 has Dante Lemieux and Amelia Nielsen. So going into turn number 5, we have 42 cars on the tally for today. It will definitely be an interesting race here, as like I said, this is our first road course of the season. And you see some guys at the front who you might not usually see up front, like maybe Nolo Hamilton, Ian Korob, Agristo Papageorgis as well. Agristo Papageorgis has had a good season this year, but more quietly than expected. But we'll see how all of these cars perform this afternoon, as we have 17 laps of exciting racing set from one of the greatest road courses in all of the USA in upstate New York at Watkins Glen. Ian Korob and Nolo Hamilton line up the front row as we are just about to get set. Headed into the corner, and we do have a green flag here from Watkins Glen. There's some shuffling going on going into turn 1. Jay Bird on the inside. The inside row definitely gets a disadvantage there as Luis Aguilar slides into second. Going through the S's, and I believe we might have a spin of some sort. I did see some people go through the grass, but I didn't really see any spins of any sort, and no caution. Definitely interesting how it's playing out so far. We do have a caution on the racetrack, however, and it's Bradley Rhyme up in the wall. Let's see right here, you can see... So Rhyme turns Adema, but then it's sort of payback, as Adema doesn't get really much damage at all. But in any case, you can see right here, Ryan Adema gets turned by Bradley Rhyme, and it almost is like karma, because yeah, he turned him, but then he comes right back around and takes him out. So let's take a look from the hood of the number 40. Actually, wait, my buttons are not working in NR. There we go, buttons weren't working. Okay, Oh, now they're not working. Alright. My NR is really having a weird day. In any case, let's take a look from the roof of the number 40 car, Bradley Rhymes. I just feel like I'm sort of payback. Now let's take a look from the hood of the 92, who was also involved in the crash. So it's interesting how they're rolling with it, but that 2-car accident right there, I believe, might send Bradley Rhyme to the garage. And that is correct. He is nowhere to be seen, as Nolo Hamilton and Luis Aguilar are in the top 2 here from Watkins Glen. But boy, oh boy, is it interesting. It's very interesting how this is all playing out. A first lap caution sets us underway. It sort of gives us a little bit of a tone for how this 17-lap race might be. Let's see if anybody goes in for yellow flag pit stops this early. Looks like that won't be the case. Actually, no. Jacob Thibodeau will be going to pit lane. But that looks like that's about it. I don't think he was involved in any accident or any sorts, but he'll get a little bit of a head start on some of the other competition. And some of the other cars, like Dakota Bennett, Stephanie Larson, and Andre Peters, some of the cars near the back of the pack, they are, oh, wow, Aiden Segal as well. He got a lot of damage on his car. Kęstutis Ramonas. A lot of cars got damage, and a lot more than I expected. Maybe I missed something. I'm not exactly sure, but we have some yellow flag pit stops here on lap 3 out of 17 from Watkins Glen. We'll be right back after this. So now exiting turn number 5, it's Nolo Hamilton, the native of Buffalo, New York, your race leader. Remember, Buffalo, New York, when you think of New York, you think of New York City, you might think of Syracuse, you might think of Albany, might think of like Long Island, but if you think of Buffalo, I don't know if they call Buffalo upstate New York, and I don't know if I would either, because Buffalo is such a huge city. Same with Syracuse and Albany and Poughkeepsie, all those places in the Adirondack Mountains. But in any case, it's enough about talking about upstate New York. We got a green flag. Going into turn 1, Ian Korob jumping to the inside. But the last time they did that, it didn't really work out for them because they kind of got stuck on the bottom line. And yeah, it didn't really work. Aguilar still in second, Chase Buck third, Patrick Starr fourth, and Yadristo Papa Georges, who started near the front as well, is now dropped back to sixth. Aguilar on the outside, could make some moves here. Still green going into the final set of turns. And Nolo Hamilton leads that lap. Now on lap 5, we kind of have a little bit of single file racing ensuing here, and we do have some people going to pit lane. Oh, and we do have a bit of a collision. Dante Lemieux is around. And this will bring out a caution. So a bit of a bad camera angle, but we don't really have that great of angles down the front stretch. If you take a look here near the back of the pack, Faris Khalil basically turns David Iller. They collide. And Dante Lemieux gets turned around, and that brings out the caution right there. So the second caution of the evening, and remember, these guys were still on pit road, so what the heck are they going to do with them? But they will race back to the line. As unless anything huge happens, it looks like the 33 is going to be the race leader at the end of the caution. They'll go back to the line, and Hamilton is now in the lead at the time of caution. So on lap 6, for the second time, we go under caution. Haven't really had too many green flag stints. But boy, oh boy, is it gonna get interesting if you ask me. I don't know how it's going to conspire, if you ask me. But nothing really changing in the top 10 whatsoever, but a little bit of a surprise here. Greg Shetner in the number 61's Chevy. He's moving up to the 8th position as everybody files in behind him. So under caution for the second time at Watkins Glen. We'll be back after this. Can't talk today. You wonder if we're going to see some green flag pit stops, or I should say yellow flag pit stops, and that is what will happen. Oh, the leader, Hamilton, will go down pit lane, and so will Korob. Oh, wow, wow, wow. They went to pit lane, and Aguilar and all the rest, they stayed out. There's only actually about half the field going to pit lane. I think a lot of the back half is going. But I think that'll mean if Aguilar goes to pit lane late, then that will mean that if that's the case, and let's take a look right here of what could be conspiring on pit lane. Who will leave first? Looks like it'll be Armin Salvador leading the race off of pit lane. Nolo must have had a bad pit stop. Not a good day for Nolo Hamilton, I would suspect. But oh my goodness, Luis Aguilar is in the lead on lap 7. We'll be back probably at the end of the lap to see if we go green. So people have always hyped up the Dogecoin car, more famously known in the NASCAR world for being run by Josh Wise in 2014 at some super speedways. It is being brought back to life here in the Modern Stock Car Cup Tour in number 55. Aguilar in front with Chase Buck and Patrick Starr behind him. Oh, they're going to pit lane as the green flag flies. They're gonna... Wow. So that means that Patrick Starr is going to... Oh, man, I'm sorry about my voice crack. But Patrick Starr is going to be the leader, followed by Augusto Papageorgiou, and we have another caution. And we have a huge collision on the pit lane. That was a chaotic restart that just couldn't have gone well. What in the world happened here? You can see... Oh, 17 went up in the air. What in the world? Oh, the 01 turned the 17, and the 74 got stuck in the pit lane wall. Wow. This is almost like when Sam Hornish Jr. wrecked on pit lane and it created a bunch of chaos. David Iller is in it. Let's take a look at what we see from the 74 of Brooks Bergensmith, as that was a pretty destructive caution right there. Got stuck. I think that's the only thing I can really say, is that he got stuck. Now everybody's trying to go around. Now what does this mean caution-wise? Because remember, the caution came out while a lot of these people were on pit lane. And I think right now, they're still going 130, it looks like. But right now, Patrick Starr is the leader in the 08 for Patrick Starr Motorsports. Single car team. It was a double car team. But unfortunately, 0 car left to race. The pace car is all the way up there, so a lot of people are getting the wave around. And that 08 Oreo and SpongeBob SquarePants car, you gotta love it. It's a lot of different paint schemes, and they seem to be working out for him pretty well. He finished second in that scheme at Darlington. Now, will they be going to Darlington? Yes, they will. So I think that means now, will Aguilar and all the rest stay out? Or is everybody coming in? I think everybody's coming in. I don't see the 55. I don't see them anywhere. Oh yeah, because they're circling the track still. That is definitely interesting, but let's take a look at this yellow flag pit stops that we have here. It's getting pretty dicey on pit lane. There's Papa Georges. Whoever wins the race off of pit lane, I would think, is going to be the race leader. Here comes Amelia Nielsen. She's 21st. She might win the race off of pit lane. And Nolo is going to just beat out Patrick Starr as well. Looks like Jay Monin as well. He's trying to get some spots back. Are they? Here's the thing. I don't know where Amelia Nielsen is on the... I don't know if she's on the lead lap. Or if she's... Yeah, I don't know. She could be the race leader. Which, if that's the case, that means she would go from literal dead last to the front of the field. But in all reality, she could also be a lap down. She might have taken, like, just fuel or something. That's what I would have thought. She might be taking just fuel. But look at that number 21 car for pole position racing. Where is the pace car? Pace car's all the way up there. They're way behind. Are they gonna... I think they might even go green this time by. That's what I really think is gonna be interesting. Because Amelia Nielsen did go down pit lane. And I think, if I am not mistaken, do not quote me on this by any means, but I think that Amelia Nielsen might be the race leader. Now, let's just hope that there's no extra caution that holds everything up again, since that kind of means that we'll just have, like, no racing whatsoever, and really no, no actual racing. It'll just be caution to caution, flag to flag. Coming in off of the final corner, and green flag. Please do not wreck. And they are scoring Amelia Nielsen as the race leader. That is a great thing. So Amelia Nielsen is the race leader. This could be very interesting if she can hold on to win the race. Very good pit strategy by the 21 as she only took fuel while everybody else took tires. She's like, I'm going to prioritize myself. But of course, if you're only taking fuels, it could come back to bite her if she does not manage her tires well. She could get tight in the corner. She could wreck herself as the race leader. That is not the case. Your race leader is Amelia Nielsen in the number 21, running just her second race. Her first race was at Pocono. Look at Greg Shatner. He's in fourth. That's a good spot for him. Papa Georges in fifth. And then Kęstutis Ramonas with a bent up back end is in 6th. And I think really the surprising thing, or I should say not surprising thing about this, is that Kęstutis is one of our European drivers. He's a native of the UK, born in Latvia, and raised in Latvia. And in Latvia, he gained an interest for racing, but then moved to the United Kingdom. Now in the number 75, he does know what he's doing. And that's why he goes from essentially almost last to the front of the field. He could have his first top 10 today. And Hamilton might take, he almost took the lead away from the 21, but it is not the case. He had that edge going into the corner, but then basically slowed himself up going into the corner. There's a little bit of sliding through the corner there in the dirt as we cycle through the field here. You could see, thanks to the pit stop that we had, and Nielsen on the outside, Hamilton on the inside. Oh boy, this could get interesting. Now she's starting to pull away, and Faris Khalil ran the corner a little bit wide back there. They are 3 wide in the corner. And the 61 really got slowed up there. But the 08 still on the outside, trying to contain himself. Boy, this is getting really dicey. I don't know if they'll be able to make it back to the white flag or even the checkered flag before we might have another incident. I don't know how long it'll be, but I know it'll happen at some point. You can see this is our, we call it the flyover cam. You can see the entire track. Here comes the leaders down the back stretch. And now the 08 on the inside of Nielsen. But he doesn't make the proper move, and actually he might take the lead away. They are side by side. Nielsen once again gets the advantage. She goes for the block, but he is there. And now this could be something interesting as well, because now the 21 is on the outside. It's a drag race to the line, and it is... Oh, that was really close. But the 21 does stay in the lead. How close was that, you might ask? That was 12 1/1000ths of a second. Basically just over 1/100th of a second. That is incredible. But now the 08, they are side by side with 3 to go. The 08 is going to take the lead away. Patrick Starr takes the lead with 3 to go. They're still running about single file, but the 21 is going to need redemption in order to make some sort of a pass. 41 got a little bit wide. Now the 21 was losing a few spots there. But Patrick Starr in the lead. Patrick Starr is not a typical road course ringer. He's just your regular oval guy. But he's making things really interesting here late in the race. Will we see pit stops? Yes, we will see pit stops. The 44, all of them are staying out. The question is, will that come back to bite them? See, the 21 is getting a bit of an advantage by basically staying out, or not staying out, but she's at the back. So while everybody else is pitting, she's already made her pit stop. That's actually a good thing for the 21, that she's at the back of the pit stall map. As now the 89 leaves pit road. Oh, this is going to be dicey. It's going to be really dicey, but I think that the 21 definitely lost a lot of spots there. A lot of great pit strategy. As they are scoring the 44 of Agristo Papageorgis as the leader, the question is, will we see a caution that might interrupt that first? There's Winty Wolf being scored 3rd, Darian Arnsdorf in 5th. Now we're going to see some more passing up here. But coming back to the stripe and coming to the white flag, now the 44 and the 61 will go to pit lane. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Taking the white flag as technically the race leader is Agristo Papageorgis. He will take the white flag. Everybody else on pit lane is already there as well. But now Darian Arnsdorf is the race leader. Oh, this is getting very dicey. You love to see it, though. But Amelia Nielsen way back in the pack. No real shot for her as of right now. Look at Wade Driscoll. He's just one lap down. And coming back to the stripe. White flag. One more lap to go. There's Wade Driscoll heading down pit lane. Question is, can Papageorgis and Shatner hold them off? They cannot. Or they might. Oh, they might. That might have been perfectly timed. I think that Agristo Papageorgis is still going to be scored as the leader. Oh my goodness, this could be very interesting. They might have been able to hold them off on a pit stop with 2 laps to go. They pitted 1 lap late, and I think, folks, that will do it. If he's able to hold them off, I think he'll be fine. I don't think it'll matter. The 61 of Greg Shetner's giving him a run, but it's not going to be good enough unless the 44 makes some critical error. Final corner at Watkins Glen. You have to be kidding me. What a spectacular race on our road course. The Greek Freak, Agristo Papageorgis, will go to victory lane, and the Wegmans 355 at the Glen. What a race. And the 21 went from the lead to 10th. What a heartbreaking finish for the 21 team. That late pass with 3 to go just did not help them. As even the 55 and the 79, they're going down pit lane, and I don't know what's going on with the 14. Not exactly good, but wow, oh wow. It's just incredible, isn't it? 8 races, 8 different winners in the Modern Stock Car Cup Tour. Papageorgis, the Greek Freak, just the, I believe, the first European driver to go to victory lane since Andy Lindenberg at Daytona in Season 1. So they will head down pit lane, but what an interesting top 5 that we have. Papageorgis, Shatner, Arnsdorf, Starr, and Hamilton in your top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it from our first road course race in the Modern Stock Car Cup Tour. We will see you guys next time.